So for my internship, which is going to be like a part-time job for the summer of 2024, I worked at St. Louis City doing their street team position. Overview of the organization is it's an American professional soccer club and league based in St. Louis, Missouri. It's in the Western Conference as of 2023. They play at City Park and it could hold 22,423 fans, and it was founded on August 20th of 2019. So my responsibilities would be setting up and cleaning up. So we have spin and win at on the plaza, and then we go to community events, watch parties during game days if they play out of town, and player appearances as well. And because of this, we're setting up tables, putting up tents, chairs, and just stuff like that. And then once obviously the event's over, we clean it up as well. Traveling, we do have to travel. Even though it's based out of St. Louis, I have to go to Illinois sometimes, or sometimes different parts of the St. Louis region, and that could be like 30 to an hour and a half minute drive. Um, so it really just depends on where we're going and what we're doing. Communication, obviously. If we need more prizes, we know the person, which is gonna be Caitlin, to contact. Um, if we need more prizes to spin away, communication is just seeing the confirmed days and times for the events that we need to go to, and just make sure we're as prepared as possible. And then I would say marketing, it's gonna be more like face-to-face marketing, just talking to the fans about the events, games, the stadium, tickets, anything imaginable they would probably ask. And we just have to be well prepared to answer those questions. Did I achieve my goals? I personally cannot name all of the soccer players' first and last names like I was hoping to, but I could look at a number and say like their first or last name just because sometimes their names might be a little too confusing for me that I just can't pronounce. And then my other goal is luckily I did not drop a flag for the pre-hype match moment, which is just amazing. So excited. What did I learn is leaving your personal life out of the workplace. Focus while you're at work, what are you doing, and like obviously like why you're there. The people that you work with will affect your idea and the view of the job. I used to have like coworkers that just didn't care to be there, complained about everything, and I'm like, why? Like this is a great job. I love the people, the atmosphere. So in my head, I didn't really see anything to complain about. Biggest takeaways of this job is just being a team player. Um, because sometimes you do have to work extra hours, working in the rain, snow, 100-degree weather, it doesn't matter. And obviously like you have to drive sometimes 30 minutes or more to a community event, which could be stressful at times. Time. There's just gonna be some days that you're gonna work only 2 to 4 hours. Some days you'll work more than 8 hours, and then every week it's gonna change. Like some weeks I don't have anything. Some weeks there's just so much stuff that has to be accounted for, and people have to go too. But sometimes I just don't have that time. And then my last day is like money doesn't matter. You'll be working in the random weather conditions. Um, doing things um that might not seem pleasing or just not having a good time, but at the end of the day, it's who you work for, what you do, and who you work with is just gonna make it better than anything else at the end of the day. The growth I had personally in my sports career is communication, just talking to coworkers, bosses, talking to different people that I've never met before in my life, but still work with City in some way. Last minute, sometimes like during the hot weather, some people have heat exhaustion and stuff like that, and because of that, they can't do the flags, so you have to hop in like 2 minutes before the game starts and do the flags. Flexibility, just knowing that there's two or more events per day. And sometimes you have to work all of the events. Some days you could work one, and the next day you could do another, and stuff like that. Being an extrovert, just being able to talk to strangers, hold a conversation with them, I used to be scared of that, didn't want to do that, but at the end of the day, it's a part of my job and something that I just have to overcome and help myself, and it's gonna help myself no matter what job I do. So luckily, I guess I'm doing it sooner than later. Professionalism, sometimes you do meet like the CEOs and like the big bosses, and you just have to be professional, knowing that you're in uniform on the clock, um, not to make any rude jokes, no cussing is something that I am very passionate about. On the clock, like I just don't do that. And also sometimes you work with players, you meet them and talk to them, but you can't really take pictures with them. In the first slide, that was approved by PR reps that we can. Um, so yeah, just knowing that you can't take pictures with them, no autographs, but you could talk to them and like stuff like that. Like they're very nice. Like think I met 4 or 5 of them, and they're very nice, and they'll sit and they'll talk with you if they have nothing else to do, and it's just great. Confidence is knowing that I could do the best without any of my supervisors being next to me. So just doing my job, knowing that I'm doing my job. Um, that's just like a big takeaway. That I'm just confident in what I'm doing. What I tell my younger self is to network. My biggest thing is networking with people that you might not even want to do their job, but it's still good to connect with them even in the business that you want to work and the company you want to work for. Willingness, you're wanting to get a sports job, an internship, because you want to gain experience, like no matter what you do or where you go. Job shadowing, I only did one job shadowing, and I could tell you it was the best thing for me. It was something that I realized like I absolutely do not want to do. It's a great way to start a relationship with people and just like look at people, I guess. Just realizing who they are and they knowing you is it makes you feel like very good and important. And then prioritizing my career, um, more than anything else. Um, just trying to work my sports jobs and internships more than like my actual like side job. That is something like that I should have done in the beginning. Advice for incoming students, do everything, homework assignments, job shadowing, professional interviews, volunteering. Volunteering, I know people, and that's why I feel like I got into city. I know people and the hiring manager for the Blues, so I feel like that's got why I got hired. Because knowing people is very important. Job applications, apply for jobs and internships that interest you the most, not because you feel like you have to. So, I apply for jobs that I feel like I might be interested in. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. That's just the end of the day. Don't compare yourself to others. Um, just because your peers have jobs and internships, doesn't mean that you have to put yourself down. There was a time, like when I first started this, where I felt down and um just underestimated myself because everyone else had something and I didn't have anything going for me. And then the last there would be resources, so work in sports, Dr. B, LinkedIn, and other peers. Because again, just knowing people in sports really does help you, and it also just creates good relationships anyway. Advice for current sports management students is connections. Talking and staying in touch with current students and alumni for the organization is important. Um, because there are some alumni that have jobs that I would love to do. So like I obviously reach out to those. Um, again, job shadowing is very important as same as LinkedIn. Advice about the sports management program and courses is events. So going to Super Bowl, the NFL draft, volunteering, anything that you can work or volunteer for or get your hands on, I think is very beneficial. Like I love my resume because all the volunteering things that I've done, I love that. Assignments, they're not hard. Sometimes it's just time management things and you have to work outside your comfort zone. But I love the assignments. They're easy. My favorite thing are the podcasts we have to do. Class, always going to class no matter what Dr. B says. Fridays is gonna be like the most beneficial because those are the students and people and organizations like talking to the class. Those are always beneficial for me and reaching out to them, especially if it's something that I want to do. It's just beneficial. And then I said networking again. Conclusion, working in sports can be intimidating, if you don't know anyone, the game or the players. When I first started, St. Louis City, I didn't know anyone in the organization besides one person. I didn't know anything about soccer, didn't know anything about the players. I didn't know how soccer games run. I didn't know like anything. Now I'm very confident, knowing multiple people now, how the game goes, how the game runs. I don't know all the rules in soccer, but I'm getting there. Um, and luckily, I have amazing bosses and coworkers that will always support me and they'll always be there for me. So that also makes my job easier as well.